Try again.
P-Man,
What up?
do we need an introduction?
Probably most people don't know who the fuck I am, I guess.
I reckon a lot of people have seen your work, but now they can put a face to the magic.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's a wizard with a spade. Creative genius.
Shovel.
Shovel, sorry, there we go.
Very
Very particular. Very particular.
Yellow card, mate. Strike one.
Yeah. Hang tight. Trail shark on that note. Finest shovels,
Not spades.
not spades.
Spades at your back.
Yeah, you have to bend over and shit.
Yeah, so where did it all start for you? Your sculpting career was one either where you laid your roots, or did you already?
No, I mean, when I was a kid riding BMX, we used to ride just some shitty small jumps. I'd say local woods. They were like the other end of London. But we knew some people there, and it was pretty cool. And we used to move a bit of dirt with a little kid energy, so not that much dirt. But mostly rode like street. Was into like street riding and shit when I was younger. But gradually moved more into trails when I stopped liking pummeling my body into the floor down the bottom of concrete stair steps. And yeah, transitions are pretty good. So I started riding trails, and then I got into riding it. I hit up some of the locals in one of the Sheffield spots, Monkey Bumps.
When you went to uni?
Yeah, and yeah, I started digging there in winter, and I just fucking loved it. Just spent a shitload of time. Hadn't even rode there at that point, I guess, because it was just winter. And then summer came around. People that I were living with, I'd like deferred a year, so all the people I lived with like moved away from Sheffield, and I was thinking like, what do I do for the summer? Because I had to move out. So I like camped out in the woods for like half the summer. It was gonna be like that summer, but in that period, like I'd bought a downhill bike off a friend from Mates Rates, and I kind of thought, I'd never really considered mountain biking that much, but I thought, I'll give it a go. Give me a good price on it, so I fucking buy it cheap, ride it a couple of times, sell it next year, I guess. And yeah, then started riding Warney. Met Max and Rob like early on, you soon after Lewis. And yeah, pretty much, loved that. And then like halfway through the summer, I'd gone over to like to stay at Max's for like a couple of days at a time here and there. I went over for like a couple of days. I ended up just staying 6 weeks for the rest of the summer. Just staying there. It was literally like every single day. It was like we were just me, Max and Rob in Max's room, just like mattresses on the floor. Alarm would go off, and it was like, get up, go make breakfast, pack your lunch, get to the woods, ride, dig, smoke weed, ride, dig, and basically those three in varying orders, like literally until dark, and we'd have a fire and go home, do it again for like the whole summer. So
some of them garage sessions we used to have on skateboard, like get a stump set up and it'd be like, kick flip it with a front peg.
Yeah.
So, like landing on your feet on it, so like a bike kick flip. Just all random madness.
Bike tied to a rope swing.
Doing shapes.
Yeah.
That's
I've seen that.
Dangling like too good.
Yeah, lots of fucking about.
No way.
Good fun.
And what was your first downhill bike you got for Mates Rates?
That was an orange 224.
No way.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been my Sunday since the beginning.
No. I got that, after I'd snapped my second back end of the orange.
Wow.
Yeah.
It got sent though, didn't it, that thing? It
got sent. Sent to hell.
Classic.
Yeah, and that was it. And then I was hooked. And then it was just like Warney every day. pretty much, or whenever I could.
Yeah, there's been some pretty legend builds go down in Matt Woods, haven't there? Like,
yeah, it's a fucking good place to be.
yeah. The big skipper's just like, that one always stands out for me for some reason.
Yeah, it's just because I guess it's just like fucking out there, I suppose, as spots go. It doesn't really make sense if you look at it and you don't know what happens.
And I think it was the first time I'd seen something that clean as well. You know how he'd like, it just seemed like that extra, not that it hadn't before and you'd always done the nice stonework, but like the dig pits were always semi-visible and or whatever, but that was just like so clean.
Yeah, well that's like the BMX trails like inspiration, I guess. Like, cause I guess a lot of mountain bike shit, maybe, especially like it's definitely like getting cleaner and cleaner as time goes on, I guess, like these days. But a lot of the mountain bike stuff is very like rough and ready ride kind of stuff, kind of styles. And just that like the cleanness and the purity of like the BMX trails, I really liked. So I wanted to build it in that style, I suppose. Yeah.
And the contrast of like intentionally man-made something amongst nature rather than like the rugged, rough and ready, like you said. It just looks that just so much better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It turns from like a rideable thing. What we were talking about earlier when I show people around the stuff you've done at ours, it's like people who don't ride look at a normal mountain bike track and think, oh yeah, people must ride their bikes down that. But people who see stuff done to that perfection, who don't ride, are like, that looks amazing. And we don't even know where you go. That was the funniest thing. They couldn't even work out where you were meant to ride. Because every edge looks like it's a transition. The back, the sides and everything was still just like, wow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the time, like, those, like, last little details are actually really easy. That often go overlooked. So it's like bringing the topsail to your edges, so you got that nice contrast, which obviously looks good visually, but it settles. It just integrates it, well, like whatever you're doing, more into where it is, so it just like looks like it naturally kind of wants to be there, rather than being like a big splayed out area of dirt that someone's kind of put a jump in.
Yeah, for sure. But even to like now, well, the way you do your drainage and the way your trail's just lifted slightly, and then there's just like, there's so many elements which just take. You say it's easy, but it takes so much longer. And I've always been of a thing like, I'm building this to ride it, and that's just getting done as quickly as possible, so I can feel what it's like.
Yeah, well, it's like trial and error as well. Like, I guess it's like I say it's easy, and all these little things are like easy things, but they're all like lessons that you learn like along the way. Like, if you just raise up the track a bit and just spend that little extra time doing it, you can have less puddles, and you're gonna have to spend less time fucking around with it when it's like got holes in it and shit.
Yeah, and maintenance in the long run becomes so much less.
Yeah. So that's the part, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I know, just for me, it's just the way the art is incorporated into every element of that. I'm just so in awe of it always, and like your patience and, commitment to the craft, mate.
Yeah. Well, I love it, eh? So.
Yeah. Me too. Shines through, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun, that recent build.
Oh, that's fucking sick, eh?
Yeah. Make something nice.
Insane.
It's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Insane. They just seem to get better every time, don't they? But I think that is my favourite one, yeah.
Well, I guess every I guess that makes sense, innit? Because like everything you do, every different thing, you're gonna learn a little bit more. Yeah. So you just take it a little bit more into the next one. And also, like working with you, like one of the reasons amongst many why it was so fucking sick is like you got some pretty out there ideas, and I want to build some out there shit. You know, like that's what really gets me going is like making shapes and different things that like hasn't really been done before. Not for the sake of just like no one's ever done this, but just trying to continue to like push the boundaries of like what I feel I can create as well. And like that, I think work with you there was a real fucking good way to do that, I think.
Yeah, man. It escalated, didn't it? It started like redoing that hip, and then it was like, yeah. And then once we got that over that little bit of a brow, and then ideas started coming, and then
yeah, and oh man, I mean, I said this, I talked to you about this before. I think both of you is like that, starting that, and starting load like a new project. I do get quite nervous. Like always thinking in my head, it's like, what are we gonna do? What's this gonna look like? Have we got enough space here to do this stuff? But like, you start putting stuff in, and it's all about trusting the process. Is like the important thing in like what we talked about, like at the start, and then along the way it changed like so many times. But it ended up being like something better than we even imagined at the beginning. And that's the fucking process. And that is the funnest part of it, I think. It's like every moment is a challenge of creativity, I think.
Yeah, and I think that shows the true creativity, isn't it? Because a lot of people, myself included, I get inspiration from things, and I want to replicate that, but to be at the forefront of something where it's like coming up with something from scratch, like that is true creativity, isn't it? It's not copying something you've seen. It's like making somebody no one's ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you always take inspiration from something. Like there's something about, I can't remember saying, it's like no art is truly original. Something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
In that, like everyone's inspired by different shit. Like I'm inspired by like loads of shit within building, like within writing, and within and all sorts of places.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like bringing that amalgamation of things together to kind of create something new. It's like I'll kind of maybe relate it to music in like sometimes like the most like groundbreaking or exciting artists are the people that have like brought in two completely different genres, and it's like, yeah, you might have like a pop punk inspiration here and then have like trap beats or whatever, that no one's ever brought that before, and then someone does it and it's sick as fuck. Yeah. Lil Peep, shout out. And that's cool. So like that's like original.
Yeah.
You know what's going with this, but
yeah, no, I like it.
Well, we were
I
saying
like
that it's ended up being like a downhill street bowl.
Oh yeah,
It's like a snow park style. I don't know how even to pinpoint the features.
The nose feature, like where has that come from? That's never been done, has it? Surely.
There's been like there's some not that exact thing, I guess, but there's like different bits of inspiration, like from elsewhere, like that. You know, one of the things is that slider that Ollie and John.
True. The cambered landing. That landing to that slide. So I kind of maybe I did take a little bit of inspiration from that. Obviously, it's a different thing and it translates in a different way. And then true. I'd love to ride that. That looks insane, doesn't it?
Looks fucking wild.
Yeah. It's like the bike tester, doesn't it? The R&D feature.
Yeah.
And riding like 2006 fucking Specialized in a Iron Horse.
Love it.
Yeah, fast as fuck. Shout out.
Yeah, boys, big up.
But then also just I guess that's started coming from like thinking about your riding loose and like what can we do like to I don't know to showcase what would you get what can we build that would get you excited, I guess.
Yeah, we talked about like a slide drop sort of thing, hadn't we? A few times. And then it was like a sausage box.
Because I remember it. When you explained what you were going to put there, it looked completely different in my head. It was like wider and lower with angled sides.
Oh, it was going to be completely different.
Yeah.
It was
different.
I
turned up one day and was like, wow.
But the idea is basically you to start, you pull and then slide, but then you obviously going up and then your slide disappears, so then you can like have some time to like shape and play out of your slide. So like it does feel like, like you're coming in fast. I kind of thought we'd be scrubbing a bit of speed to it, but you barely brake, to be fair, the whole trail, do you?
Oh, not at all.
It's like, there's no braking at all. It's like,
if you have to brake, you fucked it up.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
It's just fast now.
Yeah,
yesterday it was fast. Still mint, but like the grip though as well on the nose was like, whoo.
Yeah, it's settled in.
You have to mean it. You can't like half-heartedly go for the slider because that's just spitting.
Spit you over the front.
That's what got you.
Oh, nearly.
Filming. Yeah, so we should even talk about that. Because we're talking about it, but so we started building. So basically, building this project for Marzocchi, and then we started building the trail that we've been talking about, and then it sort of ended up developing into a crisscross line of like
a DNA strand.
Yeah. So then P was like, "Is there any other riders for Marzocchi?" And then it just kind of like clicked. We should just try and do.
Yeah, Luce was just like, "You and me should ride it."
Yeah. So,
perfect.
And then Marzocchi were down for that. So then, it was cool. And then that just took it another level where it's like we're gonna be riding this together now. So
yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah,
that was some wild fucking crossover.
Yeah, we got tight. P likes to get tight anyway. Yeah. So is that like
you
even? And if we're like, yeah. So as you can imagine, it was getting. But yeah, so and then we filmed it together. Max came and helped us film, and we like filmed with a tripod, and that was so like the whole project really was. Yeah, we got to do it all together.
You
really,
two grafting through the through every step of the way, wasn't it?
Started snowing
right at the end.
To be fair, like the weather, to even think that we did that in like February. Yeah.
We literally had to get water involved in February.
And you were setting off down the wettest part of the woodlands.
Yeah.
Is that the wettest part?
That is the wettest part.
No way.
Like that road has always just been a rutty bog.
Yeah.
Butte now, it's grassing up. It's going to be well nice.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that was sick.
I'm excited to see it. I don't know if have I seen the finished. I think I might have seen the finished article, but it's been back for a few little tweaks, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's coming out soon. It's ready to go.
Watch this space.
Yeah, it's cool.
Love it,
and it's cool to like be riding it now. Now it's rock hot because we had our challenges with the weather big time. Like we had a good bit of weather.
Most of it was all pretty good.
But then we had like windows where we had to keep, when it was like raining. Yeah, for riding, for filming. And then like I was going to Chile, and we had like time didn't work with us at times, did it? Like when the snow started coming, we had like boards on the landing of for like maximising speed because it was just getting wetter and wetter every run.
Oh, towards the end, you're just like squinting through the snow, just like like you're in race mode, just like trying to get down as fast as possible. But like
beating
still-
the weather coming in.
Yeah, you're still going slower than if you were just like cruising down on a normal day, just like fighting to get a 3 at the end.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, we wanted
Making
them
it
to.
happen.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of mountain bikes, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, the groom trails are amazing, but they're pretty versatile machines, aren't they?
Yeah.
And even if it is a bit of a struggle, you know, you can still do it.
Yeah.
Not optimum, but it's possible.
Like, honestly, what I think really like got me so stoked on mountain biking, like begin with all the stuff from Warney. It's like, yeah, we did like building like mountain bike stuff, but we're like, you know, especially like wheel love era, like, you know, like finding different spots, just building like one hit setup.
Yeah.
And to me, that was like, I was always like into like street riding, BMX. Just like fucking wandering the city and finding some weird fucking setup or whatever. And it's just like, that's the same thing in the woods. So it's like, it kind of translated real nice for me in that you're like, it's like riding street, but you go on mountain bikes and you can fucking like roll over all sorts of fucking weird, like terrain, like get wild and just have some crazy fucking run out and be fine.
You really have got wild in Matt Woods, mate. Taking it back to the wheel of part, it's just like
I know.
an absolute all-time mind melter.
Yeah, I'm a lot calmer these days.
Remember that last day when the last clip I filmed of you just pale as a sheet, sat there with your party jacket on, shoulders like down here, you're just like.
Oh, and that was the 3.
Yeah. On Wall Street.
But you were like, you gave me your phone in charge of the tunes, and you were like,
oh, put on Converge,
put Converge on if it like, just like get it. That was you like, if I'm, and he just looked at me, he was like, yeah, put it on, and next to me, just spinning out that lip out is the unfreeable. Well,
I don't know what I was thinking on that. There's barely any landing, and the minute, and like, you've got like 2 bike lengths of. Or like you've got like a bike length of landing, another bike length of like smooth, and then you're into a boulder field.
So he did the last one you landed like maybe on a good day you'd have rode it out, but he landed a bit gnarly and just straight into a boulder. It was like boom. But that day you'd done that gap over. You'd done like you were in supercharged zone.
Oh,
like,
I was fired up.
And and then you'd got the gap over. The skipper in the bank by that point.
Oh, that was the that was the day.
No, but
but you already had it. You already had it.
Yeah,
that was
feeling invincible. Like nothing can kill me.
Down, man.
That was a story to tell that day when we'd gone to sesh a spot that didn't end up working out.
No,
and we were like, where should we go now? And then
it was so fired up. We were just like digging this like hip. It was like a hip into a chute in the peaks. Got shut down by a farmer or whatever. And we're like, okay, well, we'll go back to Warney, see what happens. And I was in the van with Craig, Luce, Max, driving headed. It was actually Craig's idea. I never even fucking considered it. And he was like, obviously, we're both fired up. It's like, we want to fucking do some shit. And Craig's like, you think we can jump over the skipper? I'm like, you fucking out your mind. And he's like, no, man, I think we can do it. And I'm like, you're right, all right, let's fucking go. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna fucking jump. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah. Craig wanted one. Yeah, and then we're like, okay, we'll both do it. And that's where we're doing that like rock paper scissors in the video of like seeing who does it first. And at that point, I was like, I built this thing. I want to fucking do it. I was hoping I was gonna do it first. I was like, fuck, Craig fucking gets because I want, you know, you're gonna get those MVDs, you know.
Well, you'd built the skipper, and it was like when I remember the day, it was a mate like seeing that, and then you did it, and you were like, so chill when you did it.
So chill, just
you were like, yeah, and then you banged it, and it was like, well, and like from riding it, I can see why it's because you built it so like you built the gap like perfectly progressive, so it was like.
Yeah,
a few feet shorter, so it's like just a little bit more of a hop, and you barely feel like you take off. And then obviously I could see it in your eyes, like he wants like he wants more from, you know what I mean? You can see it in your eyes, like this is how it's gonna pan out. Like, he's gonna go for it.
I actually thought when I was building this that it was like, it looked fucking terrifying. I thought, I'm gonna ride this once and then I'm never gonna do it again. And then you rode it once and then you're like, oh, that's fucking chill. As long as you don't fall off the side, you're fine.
Mad. That is, and like you said, though, it's like,
and you're on your downhill
so daunting, but the speed you actually generated on the rolling.
I know. I don't know where that came from, because
on your downhill bike,
so fucking small.
Like on the speed was running like one pedal down the thing.
Not even one pedal. You're putting like a quarter crank.
Yeah, and then you
pump,
and
jump,
then you just pedaled on downhill bike.
Oh,
that was exhilarating.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the most scared I've ever been in my life.
Mate,
the moment it pulled up and it was like, I knew, like, I'm not making this gap. But, you know, you can fucking just, like, wangle a little bit of distance out. So it's like somehow just, like, squeeze as much as I could out, like, nose case the top of it, and like downhill bike just fucking boom, took it, I guess.
Loved it.
Yeah,
held on.
Wow.
The feeling, I remember that was a rush. Can't even imagine.
Play, mate.
I know.
Then Craig managed it.
It through.
I'd rather try and pull it.
But that was through aggression. He was just trying to get speed to, you know, just like trying to get speed and squash through. And that was just like, he got speed, squash through, but just squash through that much. He just like managed it. Like he was trying to.
I was trying to manage it.
I felt like he was just like, and just.
No, because at that point, he's like, he saw what went down. And he was like, I don't want to jump there anymore.
I've changed my mind.
Yeah, like that's fucking ludicrous. But he was like, "Well, else forgot? I'm gonna manage it. That's sick."
And then he nozzed over it, which that mission was.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, it was just me and him. We had a big night before, hungover, headache, and he'd said he wanted to do it. I'd got cameras. I was like, yeah, we'll go. So we go out. It's like getting dark, like lights getting low. Go checking it out. Didn't even warm up. We were just his warm up was just hitting skipper a few times, and then I'm like setting a camera up, and then two random riders come along, just like last bit of light at night, you know, just coming through, and they were like, "Oh, do you mind holding the camera for us?" So like, yeah. So then I got a camera, he got another angle. Craig just come couple in, and then just nozzles over like them. And I thought he wanted to do it in a way where like gap and push and race her, you know, like. Where you get that like feeling
sort
of balance.
it, but you push in.
And he like the way he did it was he basically gapped over and then like late
bonked the end of it.
Yeah. And that was and then and he's like, he weren't sure how it felt. He's like, shall I do it again? I'm like, please no.
Leave
that
it
was
alone.
Sick. I can't handle that again.
Madness.
Too good. That them wheel of day missions though, like all the film projects have always been fun and special in any way, but
there was some magic in them early days, wasn't there?
It was like that was the mission. Amazing. Like there was nothing else. It was like, this is literally the mission. We're going out to make this. Going out in numbers, helping each other, digging spots. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's always fun to look back on that.
For sure, mate. Crazy times. Crazy times. And to watch you now, P, have transitioned into professional trail building from working in a school and just being an absolute hooligan on the weekend.
Yeah, well, I was actually considering becoming a teacher because, like, I don't know, it was quite cool.
You're really clean cut and straightforward.
Inspiration to the kids. Yeah, I had to really kind of like mask myself a little bit when I was in school. I was living in the van at the time, but I would never drive the van like into the school car park. I parked around the corner and just made it look like I was a normal person, put on a shirt and everything. But yeah,
going 3 in.
But yeah, no, it's like I was considering being a teacher, and I thought it's like, should I try and be a trail builder? Like, I don't know how to do that, but I'm into that. I'm good at that, I guess. or just to be a teacher. And literally every single teacher was just like, don't be a teacher. Go do that. You love it.
Really?
So I'm a good boy. I listen to my teachers.
Solid advice, I'd say there, mate.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Decent.
You're teaching still.
Fuck.
You taught me plenty.
Exactly. Teaching in a different classroom, bro.
Yeah. My life will be crazy different if I'd have gone down that path.
Yeah.
Be relatively normal, I suppose.
You'd never be normal, bro.
No.
You'll never be normal.
You'd have your own band. You'd be going nuts on stage.
I think the youth would benefit massively from you having you as a teacher. I mean, that would be really actually helping people, well, not fit into a box, be themselves. But, you know, that's another story.
Hey, story that's not told. Got a different story. Hey?
Rad.
Yeah, man. So, Trail Shark project with Craig and Pales. That was a memorable one. I'm sure it'd be nice to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, that's fucking.
Like that was
seeing
that
time, that one.
Yeah, seeing you build that and what you created was like. I remember seeing your reaction when Craig and Pales finally they rode through it top to bottom, and you're like, "It works," because it was like literally like you're looking at it and you're just like, even like you were saying, people's perspective who don't ride, even we ride, and we were looking at it like, I don't know how that wall ride's gonna go. Like,
well, crazy thing is, me and Ollie hadn't even ridden it yet. I think I'd ridden the first jump, tested that second, need a little tweak, and that was it. The rest was like. Kind of like untested, but it fucking worked.
I mean, it's not crazy that you hadn't ridden it because there's only 3 people who have ridden the track. Yeah. The bottom is so scary. I'm scared of it.
Yeah, so it is terrifying.
The first one being like up there, the wall ride, the chocolate block thing.
The wall ride is
terrifying.
That is the most terrifying part, I think.
Yeah.
Seeing Craig and Pales warming into that and taking them bit, like until they figured out the pop off.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about putting myself in that attempt. Like, if they're like, I'm gonna be down there.
I was there that day when we were coming into it, and Craig was like, "What do you think? What do you think?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know." I was like, really just trying to be honest. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Pales was like, "What do you think? What do you think?" Like, both energies were like a bit different on it. I'm like, yeah, I think it would go. Like, it's both different things. I'm like, I've really got no idea if this is like available.
That's kind of part of the aim, I suppose. In like. Because we just want to build our own path, our own backs, I suppose. Like we just want to build the fucking craziest shit and that we can, and kind of push back, build the shit that we really want to build. We had to walk through as we'd like just started with Craig and Paley, like talking about what they kind of wanted, any ideas that they had, they really wanted, and we kind of like incorporated that, tried to realize like their visions in it. So doing that whilst just building the craziest fucking shit, basically.
Yeah,
I think we did that.
Yeah, you succeeded.
Yeah, our video's gonna be we're gonna put that out soon, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
In the next few weeks.
Hyped to see that.
Yeah.
That was incredible stuff, and to watch them normalise it as well. Like by the end, when you were filming further down, and they were still going from the top, and the first jump they weren't even thinking about by this point. They were both just popping it, styling in. It's just like, oh my gosh, they've just normalised that.
Yeah.
Am I just doing it every time? I grew such a deep respect for both of them, watching them ride out like that.
Well, I guess it translates pretty well for both of them because like most of it is essentially BMX jumps at a mountain bike scale.
Yeah. The technicality though thrown in.
I know it's fucked.
Yeah.
I still haven't ridden it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I need to fucking get it in this week, actually.
It's prime up there, right?
Yeah,
now,
I
bro.
bet.
It is prime. It's
Yeah,
running
let's fucking go.
so fast. It is actually running so fast.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That.
Somebody broke the collarbone on my first at the weekend.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Fuck. Did they go into the bank at the right?
Yeah. Yeah, straight to it. I wasn't there.
Fuck.
My cousin took a few of his friends up, and I didn't know if they. Well, I didn't know who was quite going, and I try and keep it to people I know for obvious reasons. But then someone I don't really know the lad that well, but he I don't know how much he braked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that. Repurposed rolling.
Yeah.
For a completely different job.
I know.
Break all the way down.
Yeah, skid to the lip.
Yeah, that's the thing with that. It's like, ideally that you'd have a much lower rolling. You don't actually want to take like that much speed into it.
No.
Could do a medium diving board.
Yeah.
Veranda on the side.
I think that, well, yeah, we either take the whole thing down and just have a real chilled thing, or like just, lower it by 2/3.
Max ain't gonna skate off it anymore.
No. And silver birch uprights are like as thick as my ankle, one of them. So skinny, it's not.
It feels pretty solid when you're up there.
Yeah, it
Give it a
definitely
couple of years,
wasn't
I
built
suppose.
to last, so it wasn't. Yeah, maybe we need to get it ridden, P.
Yeah, I know. But yeah. We'll do it.
So you go off on a bit of a trip to Europe digging now.
I'm going to Europe for Austria for like a couple of months, I guess. Which is like, I haven't really thought about it too much. Like I thought, like, oh yeah, it's kind of it's like it's sick. Like the people, like the crew that I'm with, like they're like, it's cool. Like enjoyable to work with. But now I'm just seeing the weather turn here and all the jumps fucking running. Like, fuck, I just want to stay and ride jumps, to be honest.
Well, you know,
but it's gonna be sick. I just haven't thought about it too much.
You know, when you're doing them projects, is it like who's like directing what's getting built? Is it like pre-planned? Are you following like a drawing or whatever? Or
Nah, you kind of like know. You kind of like told like the rough spec of it. It's like it's a red jump line or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get told to follow like flags or whatever, but you just make it up as you go along,
Nice.
which is fun. So it is it's pretty creative, and like if you're in the digger, you pretty much you're the one deciding, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, like the video part shit is like really what I want to be doing. Like that's why I guess we did we made that Trail Shark line because like spending a bunch of time with Ollie just like and like man like digging with that dude is like it's fucking sick. There's like a few people that are like really fucking fire me up, you know, to do like and yeah, we're just fucking like dig all day, drink beers and fucking talk about how we're gonna fucking take over the world, I guess. But yeah, just like building like video part kind of stuff. Like that video we just talked about, You Lose. It's like if you compare that to like commercial stuff, like say like you're building a commercial blue trail or red trail or whatever. It's like you've got creativity in that, but you're building it for like something that everyone can ride and it's very linear. You know what I mean? But say if you're building something for yourselves, like you're literally building for some of the best riders like in the fucking world, and you can have like way more creative fun with it, I suppose.
And you want to set it apart in a different way, don't you? It does. It brings out more of that creativity.
And you like, it's more sculptural. It's like, it's more, it's because it's for a video. Like I do see it as like a sculpture. Like digging is a sculptural form, which is even cooler because obviously it's made to ride. If it's just a random jump that never gets ridden, it's incomplete, you know. And especially for like doing video stuff, it's like a wider. It's kind of, it is an art, I would say. But the art's made complete by the riding and the filming, the video, which is kind of like the reason we built that line, that Trail Shark line, is because we want to make Trail Shark a production company, basically, and do video builds, but not just like come in and do video builds and just get paid to do the builds, and then like some videographer comes in and like, you know, oh sick guys, this looks awesome, like you made my job easy. Because if you are building it for videos, like we wanted to like have control of how our art is expressed, I suppose. So we're like talking about the whole thing. Yeah. So like if we're like got the creative control on the video aspect, you know, it's more complete of an art piece in our... Yeah,
it's the full package, isn't it? You're expressing it. You're expressing it up. I mean, if the whole thing is as it was intended. Yeah. You're not seeing a shot where you think, well, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I get you, mate, fully.
Yeah. You just spend so much time like doing from like just that, you know, exactly the light at whatever time. You can like imagine the complete scene in your head. You know,
and
you will have seen it from every angle whilst you're building it.
So you know exactly, like, oh yeah, that's going to look good from there. I don't know, you just get more connected, don't you? So it makes total sense that you want to do that.
Yeah. And more, like, if we can make that work, then we could just do more fun shit, basically.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the sculpture not being complete till it's ridden, you just had like, it just flashed an image up in my head of, you know, that art you gave to us where you took that picture and then you drew a dirt jump onto it.
Oh yeah.
Like the oil painting.
Yeah.
Oh, I just imagined you like going to like an art exhibit or something and just building a dirt jump, but with no running, no run out. It's just like the perfect.
Well, mate,
I've actually thought about that before.
Just building a dirt jump somewhere completely inaccessible, completely visible.
Like something I'd actually love to do is just like go into the city one time and just like at night, like build like a super beautiful jump, like just the jump, like all clean. That's like maybe like you can ride it into like a big bank or whatever, and just like put it in like guerrilla style. But it's not like it's just been like bodged in. It's just like this is a sculptural thing. Like
it's that beautiful. Nobody almost notices it. It's just there. It's like
or people do, but like what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and fucking does a flip off it or whatever.
Yeah. Concrete it in. That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
Big DIY. Bringing in loads of dirt on backpacks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was actually when I was doing the project with Max last year, I was actually taking bits of stone home every day with that in mind. And even like, I can't even remember, like probably had like 2 tons of stone, like by the end of it, Like, but even that is like still like like not enough to like even build like a small kicker.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I don't live there anymore, and that's on the other side. So,
Yeah, the sheer amount of material that goes into a decent sized jump is pretty incredible, isn't it? It's like, you know, when you talk about doing stuff as a kid. I remember spending all day digging when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And making the most pathetic takeoff ever. And then thinking, now I've got to do a landing. Like, it's going to always be a step down. There's no way I'm building a step up. That took days.
It's like it's like proper like classic UK style. It's like big kicker, like landings like smaller than the fucking.
Yeah, the energy ran out.
Yeah.
Rideable, let's go.
Yeah, I actually like sometimes like when I try to explain like people that don't ride, they like ask like what like what's a trail builder? What what do you do? Like kind of like the way I like to explain it is like, you know, when you're a kid and you're in a sand pit and you've got your little fucking dump trucks and you've got your little digger or whatever, and you're just like moving some stuff around and you're just like having a great time because you're a kid. I do that, but on a big scale with big diggers, and it's fucking sick.
Then get to ride it after.
I get to ride it after.
No one's knocking it down. It's staying there. Thousands of people are going to ride it and love it.
Yeah, apart from the FC. But fuck them. But yeah. So yeah, same energy, basically.
A lot of kid energy.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Isn't it? Bring it out. Let it flow.
Yeah.
Same with riding bikes, really. Like some of it.
The inner child
yeah,
in all of
yeah.
us just coming
When you-
out to play.
When you learn something new or whatever, it just makes you just smile. You're just like, oh, I've just figured something out or whatever. Same feelings, just learning to. I don't know. It's the same feeling learning something new, innit? Every time. It's cool.
Play.
Yeah.
Important.
It
Yeah.
is.
Love it. Industry's built on play. What a blessing.
Yeah, fucking, you know, like, you know, obviously, there's a lot of shit in the world, you know, and that's, you know, people like look at the news and look what's going on, and there's like, there is a lot of fucking gnarly shit that's going on, you know, but I don't know, I feel quite optimistic about just like where we're at. You know, because it's easier to think of like everything's fucked, the world's getting worse, you know. But like, you kind of got to zoom out the timeline a little bit. I suppose we're getting to like broader world conversation, but like you just zoom out the timeline and look back in like human history of like what the majority of like the vast majority of humans that ever lived was just like gnarly
Survival.
survival and suffering, and just fucking hanging in there, you know. And what we've got now, we got bikes and shovels and diggers.
Swiveling.
People pay you to sit in a digger and build bike tracks. Like,
I know,
that is,
It's fucked.
it's amazing.
With a head
It's
on it
such
that
a
goes
blessing.
like
Yeah, innit?
What a blessing. For
I know.
sure, bro. What a blessing.
You know, and obviously, like I say, this is like one of the lucky ones, like in the modern time that is able to do this. Like I don't have like a foreign power invading my country, or you know, like living in like
We've got bikes.
yeah,
We've got bikes and we have the time. We're not just trying to survive. We're blessed.
yeah,
We
yeah,
are blessed.
yeah. And even with that, obviously, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of people now that don't have that. So I am fortunate in that sense. Like, I don't mean this in the way that like, why doesn't everyone just ride bikes and do what I do? Because I do recognize that I'm very lucky to be able to do it. and
for sure.
kind of been put where I am and figured shit out in the way that I have, I suppose. So yeah, I'm very lucky. Just fucking hang out like right now, like doing some BMX jumps in some really nice woods by a canal at Max's house, where you've got the unit and I've got my boat there, like fucking sick people around, and it is fucking sick.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's a good place to leave it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's peas over and out.
Yeah. Mike, dropper. No, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Power.
Bro. That was ace to get an insight into the workings of your brain.
Pleasure, mate. I'm sure I've expressed a lot of that before, I guess.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
it's nice to hear it all in one meaningful conversation.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
man.
boys.
Much love, brother.
What's the love?
Yeah, thank you.
Power.
Keep riding bikes, keep building tracks.